Deputies, welcome to a early access gameplay of Flashing Lights. So if you guys aren't familiar with Flashing Lights, its release date is going to be June 7th, 2 days from now. It's going to be on Steam for $14.99. We're going to take a look. The press embargo has been lifted. This is what the game is going to look like at release if you buy it. So we'll take a look at all the roles. We'll do call-outs. We're not going to do online yet because nobody's online since the game hasn't released. But once the game does release, I'm planning on doing some online stuff, maybe with some of you guys so we can check it out. So we're going to start with police. Good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us on this stream. So the body types, two different body types. So I believe this black police uniform was added into the game recently, so we'll use him. Get him some glasses there. The latest trailer, it goes over some of the stuff they've added, and I know their plans to add like a tow truck and to be a tow truck driver, which I think will be pretty interesting as well. There's one call out for police on early access release, and it's for an aggressive driver. So we'll take that here in a second. Let's do radio silent mode. That's another new change. I've got it set up also to use the controller. So we're using that. You have to set your own key bindings and whatnot. But we'll check it out. Now, you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's a stats thing. That's new. So reputation points, arrests, and parking tickets. Those are the things that the game is going to track. The more good stuff you do, make correct arrests, make correct parking tickets, the higher your reputation points will go. So right now I have -5. You get negative for like hitting stuff with your vehicle, things like that. All right, we'll take a look at the car. We'll get in it. I believe I've got everything set up how I want it. So as police, we can grab stuff out of the trunk. We have access to a speed radar. You can see some X'd out stuff that I imagine is going to be coming to the game at some point, including spike strips and traffic cones. Weapons, there's really no use for the weapons yet, and I don't think they're in the current build of the game, and there's a fire extinguisher. So we'll go ahead and close that. We'll hop in the car here. Couple cool stuff in the car. So we change our view. We've got our police laptop here, and we can access speed radar information. It's just a passive radar right there. And we can leave it up like that. So to start the engine, we'll go ahead and hit X. That's going to start it for us. Get out of the computer mode and back to this view. So I've toggled a lot of the controls to the controller. So my D-pad is my sirens. Flashers are also on the D-pad, as well as my headlights. Left and right turn signal are my right and left bumpers. And my horn is just a left thumbstick. Alright, so we'll go ahead, drive around, see if we can pull anybody over. I'm excited to use a controller because any type of driving game, I'm just much better with the controller. We got a pedestrian walking in the middle of the road. So I don't think there's a way to actually stop pedestrians if I wanted to side them, for walking in the roadway, jaywalking. Or this car in front of me is going a little slow. We'll follow him, see what's going on. We do have stoplights. Traffic AI should react to lights and siren. I think that's a recent update as well. All right, copy that, dispatch. Will be 1076. You're responding to an aggressive driver in the area. So this is the one call out at the moment. and go ahead and find this driver. And to get him to comply, we've got to basically fill this meter up. So you can see subject compliance, we'll fill it up. So we can pit him to help fill that meter. And we're just going to try to get him stopped. Now, I did ask about if damage models are going to be in the game, and they told me eventually, but in this current build, it doesn't look like any types of damage models. So also, if we're just in the vicinity, it fills up that meter too. Obviously, he does not want to stop for police. So if I can get him pitted and just in this vicinity, that's where we get a majority of those points. That's what I'm trying to do. 92, 100. There we go. He's done. You're under arrest. So like I said, you can't actually, well, I haven't figured out how to actually pull the gun out, you know, take him at gunpoint. So this is how the system is at the moment. From here we can frisk to see if he has any items, and we'll put him in the car. No way to actually take the car away. That's going to be what I imagine to be an update at some point with the tow truck. So we just found an ID card on him. Okay. So we'll grab him, place him in the car, and the vehicle just stays there, and we'll transport him back to the station. So what I've been told is this call out's going to be available in multiplayer. So you, as well as other players, could try to get this subject to comply by chasing him. Let's turn off our lights here, and we'll transport back to the station. Yeah, it's a little weird not being able to pull the gun out to you know, get them to comply. Because that's the realistic situation. If somebody were running from police, they definitely would get a gun pulled on them if they weren't willing to stop. So we'll take this guy in, drop him off. I think we'll get some points there too. Like I said, those reputation points add up, and from game to game, they'll continue to grow. Now, I don't think they actually do anything yet. I think that would be a future update where you could probably unlock stuff. But that's the beginning of a progression system. So we'll go ahead and take them in. Driving very slow, and here we are at the station. All right, let's hop out of the car. Let's get them out of the car and go ahead and book them. So to book them, it's a pretty simple system. We're just gonna, can I close the door with them? Yep. Don't want anyone getting in the police car. We just go to the police station now. They haven't really updated the police station much. I think it definitely needs some updates. It's pretty basic here. So, Jackie Cortez, and there we go. We got 35 points for completing that, and you can see our arrest tally has gone up by 1. All right, so that is the one call out we have at the moment. The other thing you can mainly do as police in the game as the state of June 5th is we can do parking tickets. So we're gonna get in the car. We're gonna go ahead and try to find some vehicles incorrectly parked, and we will issue appropriate citations. So let's go ahead and try to find some of these violators. So stuff would be like blocking lanes, blocking fire hydrants, parked on the sidewalk, stuff like that. Yes, name of the game is Flashing Lights, release date of June 6th. Or excuse me, June 7th, which is 2 days from today. It's going to be on Steam for $14.99. And I got an early access copy for the early access. Definitely has some good stuff going on. There's some stuff that can be worked on for sure. By no means is this a perfect game, but I am excited to see an emergency simulator come out. It's been a while. There's a lack of choices if you want to play, so I'm excited about it. I think if they commit to the game, making updates on a normal schedule, it'll be it could be something fun to play, especially the online component. The engine noise, yeah, some of the sound effects are placeholder, I'm pretty sure, but some of them do need a little bit of work. So if you're just joining us, we're taking a look at flashing lights. We're trying to find people who are parked incorrectly, and I see one right here. Somebody's blocking a fire hydrant. So we're gonna go over there and issue a parking citation. What I'm gonna do here is just turn around. All right. So I'm gonna put on my flashers, and let's go ahead and give them a ticket real quick. So to give a ticket, I think you just go up to the car near the dash and you can write a ticket. Yep. So this one is, these are the options. So part of getting your point is going to be selecting the correct one. So this is going to be blocking the fire hydrant. And we got a couple reputation points for correctly issuing that ticket, and then you can see the ticket right there. Are they putting on AI backup? From what I've seen, I haven't seen any evidence of that yet. I don't know if that's a plan or not. Somebody also was asking about playing as a civilian. I don't know if that's a planned update or not. But that could be interesting. The map is it's fairly big. It's got a couple different areas. It's got a city area. Here's another fire hydrant. So what I'm gonna do is pull around here. It's gonna be this truck. Get him a ticket. When's the game releasing? June 7th on Steam for $14.99. Right, so this is gonna be the same thing. So here's a couple other things to look for: parked in no parking area, parked blocking driveway or access, and no valid parking permit. All right, more points. I imagine the points are gonna like level you up at some point and unlock stuff. At least I hope so. That's one of the things that I dislike about LSPDFR, and it's just really GTA 5 in general in the single player. Like, I don't feel like I'm progressing towards anything. I don't feel like I'm leveling up and unlocking stuff, which I don't know, makes it more playable for me at least. When will they add CVPI? I think they are planning on adding some more like police car models as well as other emergency vehicles. So we'll continue to look. I'm sure we can find somebody blocking a lane or something like that. Oh, here we go. Somebody is parked on the sidewalk. That's an easy one. He is parked completely on the sidewalk. You know, I don't understand why. Why are we on the sidewalk? So this would be parked in a no parking area. Ticket is done. So we've done 3 parking tickets, 1 arrest so far. The other thing we can do is a little speed radar work. So there's a speed gun, which we will... Oh, here's 2 of them. 2 cars on the sidewalk. Apparently nobody knows how to park in the city. So we'll give these 2 tickets, then we'll check out our speed radar gun and see if we can catch any speeders. This is going to be on Steam on June 7th. I will say it's still in early access. I don't know when you know, the full release. It seems like a lot of games now, the strategy is to release in early access and then just do updates and get feedback. So I think that's their point as well. Okay, so I want to do a little radar work. I want to go. No, I don't want to do it there. I need to go more towards the interstate where people are speeding up, and we'll see if we can catch speeders. You can perform traffic stops. The system is pretty basic at the moment, but we'll see if we can catch somebody speeding, and we'll perform a traffic stop on that vehicle. Honest opinion about the game, I like certain parts of it. I think a lot of the systems need some updating and complexity added to it. I think some of the core principles are being set, and I think if the game continues to get updates at a regular schedule, it could be something really good. I would say it's not there yet, but you know, like any game, it's got to get support from the developer and feedback from people who play it. So that's my honest opinion about it so far. Now, I will say that LSPDFR, I mean, it beats it in pretty much every aspect how the game is today in terms of what you can do. But we've seen that, you know, not everybody can install mods for their game, and some people just want a police game kind of out of the box. So this could be a good option for that. Is it going to be on console? I think it's just planned for PC release. I definitely feel like there should be some type of fuel system in there. They've got the gas stations already in the game. I think that would be a pretty easy thing to do. So I'm going to pull over here and we'll pull out the radar, and we'll see if we can catch any speeders here. We get any traffic coming this way. So to get the radar gun, we're gonna pull it out of the trunk. right, there we go. So let's go ahead and close that. So I'm going to stand behind the car just for a little protection. And by pointing the gun and hitting the trigger, we can get speed readings. So right here, the other thing is I have not seen any speed limit signs in the game yet. So in terms of what I'm using for speed, we're just kind of setting an imaginary number for that. Any updates on Keep the Peace? Cruel, I haven't seen any updates yet. I know they're still in their Kickstarter phase, but I'm pretty sure they still have a lot of money to get. Oh, let's get that Camaro. He's the fastest one I've seen. Clocked him at 39. So you can see he's trying to pull over. He is, however, hitting the traffic in front of him. So I think he's pulled over here. Our dispatch will be on a traffic stop. Gray Camaro. Now, something I'm so used to with LSPDFR and is the PLD player location display, which shows your location. I don't think they've named any of the streets. I'm going to go to the passenger side if I can, because I don't want to get hit by traffic. Clocked him at 39. We'll say the speed limit is 35. Okay, looks like we have to talk to him on the driver's side. Sir, I caught you speeding today. You're going 39 and a 35. So we can ask him for his license and registration, which we're given. Greg Christensen. All the other questions are X'd out. I'm guessing those are going to be updated at some point. We can do alcohol tests if we feel like he's been drinking, under the influence. We can, let's see, we can order him to get out of the vehicle if we want to arrest him. We can give him a warning or a traffic ticket, or tell him he's free to go. So I don't think there's a way to actually run his information in the police computer system. The only thing I'm seeing so far is the ability for a passive kind of speed system. So I'm just going to go ahead write him a ticket. Violation speeding. Oh, apparently he's going 41 miles per hour. All right, free to go. Got his citation. Now, I don't know if that gave us points or not, because I didn't see any points go for giving him the speeding ticket. I feel like that should award you some points. All right, dispatch, we're going to be done with that traffic stop. So like I was saying, the police computer system, which I'll show you here in a second. Let's pull over here. So if we go into first person view, you can see we have a police computer laptop, and we can actually use it to access the speed radar. So it looks like at some point there's going to be like an ALPR system, as well as a database where you could actually search people's name and information. But right now it's just a speed radar. We'll drive around a little bit so you guys can see that. Doesn't look like we're seeing any hands rendered either in first person view. It's just the steering wheel. Can you do EMS? Yeah, we're going to take a look at all the departments during the stream. So this is just a single player component. Once the game releases, we'll try maybe doing a stream or a video where we check out the online stuff. Callouts are pretty similar. It's just you're going to have actually other people you can respond to calls with. And it sounds like everybody can choose their own role. So if you want to be a paramedic, you can do that. If you want to be firefighter, you can do that, or if you want to be police. No, I'm noticing too there are no license plates, so that definitely needs to be added in at some point. Get some plates. Dead Man Walking with the $5 super chat. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, I just want to thank you for your content. Not too many pro law enforcement channels as this, much less pro law enforcement gaming channels. You know what? That's a good point. There really aren't that many. But Dead Man, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you for your support, man. And glad you enjoy the videos. Yeah, I have tried to stick to, you know, law enforcement video games. It is kind of hard because there's not a lot out there, but you know, we're getting some that are getting developed, getting released finally. You know, there's Police Simulator 18, which I haven't actually heard information about in quite some time, so hopefully that's still on track for release this year. You know, there's Emerge NYC for firefighting, and I think at some point they want to do police stuff too in there, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming. Alright, we're gonna head back to the station. We'll hop over. We'll do, I think we're gonna do Firefighter next, and we'll take a look. Apparently Firefighter has the most call-outs in this version of the game. They said they built out a system to make the firefighting call-outs easier to build, and they said they wanted, or the developer said they wanted to do the same for the other departments too. So we'll check that out and see what that looks like in this early access build of flashing lights. How fast does the police car go in the game? It's no, we can test it out. Of course, let's turn on our lights and siren, and we'll gun it. So you can see the speed in the bottom of the UI. So I was getting up 90, 100, 105. It was the top number I've seen. I mean, the cars handle pretty well, actually. I'm pretty pleased with that. Alright, let's park the car, and we can change roles by going to one of the stations. Oh, okay, Tim. I hadn't heard that. Okay, that's interesting. Turn the engine off. So apparently it's maybe slated for an August release. They were putting out videos, but then they just stopped because there at one point the update or the release date for that game was going to be on January 2018, which obviously is come and go. So we'll do a firefighter next. Right now you can just be a male. Maybe they'll add ability to be a female in the future. 3 body types. And of course your hat, and you can wear glasses too if you want. Store listing, yeah. I haven't heard an official release. $14.99, yes, that's going to be the price of this game. This game going to be moddable? I don't think so. Now, I remember reading Police Simulator 18, they released a trailer saying like you could create your own liveries and put them in the game, but for this game, I've not heard any information about that. Okay, so this is our fire truck. It's the only firefighter vehicle in the game at the moment. You can see it's a ladder truck. I don't think the ladder is operational, but that would be cool in the future, you know, if we need to use the ladder to put out a fire. I think it's a good looking model. So we'll take a look at the equipment, and then we'll take some call outs. So if we go in the trunk area, if we go into fire, you can see we have a water hose, fire extinguisher. At some point, there's going to be a hose to an engine. And rescue, we have the jaws of life, known as the spreaders. So if we got somebody stuck in a car, we can grab those spreaders and get them out. We got a medic bag for treating injuries. And then we have, looks like none of these are available at the moment, traffic cones and a spare tire. I've seen spare tire on most of the emergency cars. I don't know what that would be for, what they have plans for, how to incorporate that into the game. Please 1013. I haven't heard much news about 1013, so I've always been a little wary of that game, just lack of updates and stuff. But, you know, if the game comes out, of course, we'll take a look at it. Okay, so, yep, that's our equipment here. I think that's all for the equipment that we have access to. I think they need to add, like, you know, the oxygen tanks and stuff like that into the game for the firefighters. But we'll go ahead, hop in the truck, and we'll be available for some call-outs here. All right, engine is on. We are available for calls. And we'll wait for the first one to come in, and we'll check them out. 1013 has half of their donations. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I made a video kind of expressing my opinions on that game. I think that was last year I made that video. My opinions are pretty much the same. Obviously, firefighters don't drive around in their fire trucks, but we'll just drive around till we get a call. Oh, here we go, building fire. Take it. Looks like they've, oh yeah, I don't remember seeing this. Looks like we have first person now in the fire truck. Now, something I mentioned that I would like to see is the, having like a, so there is a waypoint marker, but I would like to see an actual like route to get there, because sometimes on the map it's a little confusing where the actual fire is going to be at. Oh great, okay, so we're gonna have to, here, let's flip around. I thought I could get there this way, but we're gonna have to go over here. And we're gonna take a left here at the lights. Yeah, I'm terrible with directions. Official release date is going to be in 2 days, on June 7th. See if these guys will stop. Perfect. All right, well, man, these are some curvy roads. Is there a building up here? Must be residential. Oh, barely cutting that corner. Okay, I do see a house up there. Come on. I know you see my lights. It is cool, the mirrors do seem to work. house is probably burnt down by the time we get there. Okay, put it into this view. Okay, oh yeah, we do have a, looks like one of these houses is gonna be on fire. Alright, let's pull in here safely. Our dispatch will be on scene here. Looks like we got a house fire. Okay, we'll park the car, we'll get out of it, and we'll get, obviously we're not gonna have fire hydrants up here, so we're gonna have to use our fire extinguisher, and hopefully that'll be enough to put it out. So if you're in multiplayer, I imagine you could get a couple units up here to put out the fire. You guys could work together. So the fire extinguisher, this is something they added, I believe. If you see in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a picture of the fire extinguisher with a number by it. So I think there's a finite amount of fire extinguisher that I can use before it runs out. So it looks like this is an electrical fire maybe. No, I don't think we're gonna have enough. This is gonna use our fire extinguisher pretty quickly. That used half of it. There's certain points you want to put out to take the fire out. There we go. Okay, if we're closer, it looks like it does a little bit more. And look, that's a done. Let's see here. Can we get more? Yep. Okay, we can get more. We can get another one. So yeah, this fire, you definitely need multiple units here to be able to put it out. Reputation points, you get them for completing certain tasks. And I imagine at some point they're going to be used for leveling up and advancing levels, unlocking equipment probably. Try a hose. So to use the hose, I'm pretty sure we need a fire hydrant in order to access the water. I don't think we can pull one straight from the truck, even though that appears to be an option for a later update. You can see here, let's see, under fire, you can see can't pull the water hose, but we need a fire hydrant, and the hose to the engine is, you can't select it yet. Okay, let's put out this one. Should be our last one here. All right, there we go. Fire has been put out. I assume everybody's safe. That got us 45 reputation points and got us +1 in the fire call column. Make sure we don't have any dead bodies here that burnt. I don't think we do. Make sure none of these other houses are on fire, and then we'll clear the scene. Oh, a barn fire. Let's take that one. We're gonna call out for a barn fire, so we'll go ahead and put this up. And we'll head to the scene. So this one, this is hard to tell where it's at. I don't think I can make the map any bigger. I think we're just gonna head this way. Don't tell me Okay, I should have stopped right there. Got myself stuck. Need a little bit of running start here. Yep, that's correct. Trucks do hold water. And it's specifically for places that don't have access to water. So, for example, that last call, we would have to have used water from the fire truck. So this will give us a good opportunity to see some of the rest of the map. You got your city, you got more rural areas. So this is where it gets confusing. New sponsor. Appreciate that. Beyond Nikki.
What's your emergency?
Hey, thank you for the YouTube sponsor. Okay, I think we're going the wrong way here. Hope the handling of the fire engine will depend on the amount of water. That would be pretty cool because, you know, water weighs quite a bit. So the more fire or the more water you would have, the worse the handling would get for sure. All right, so let's find this barn here. I think I've been to this location before. Now, what I'm hoping for is some like quick response vehicles, mainly for the fire department, because getting the fire engine there, especially all the way up here, it's kind of a pain because the truck really is not built for like these types of roads. Did you use Google Translator? I think he means I have long subscribed. I like everything. Well, appreciate that. So let's get on scene. Go this way. Then we'll take a right. We'll go across the bridge. I haven't seen evidence of a day-night cycle yet. I hope that makes into the game. I mean, it just makes sense. They already built a headlight functionality into the game, so I imagine that's on their priority list. Is this place? There we go. Finally, okay. We're gonna go across this. It's like a bridge. And should be on the left. Alright, so let's check this out. I'm sure we're gonna have to use a fire extinguisher again, unless they happen to have a fire hydrant. Yep, it's definitely on fire. Alright. Yep, this is gonna be a fire extinguisher. Alright, let's grab it out. Couldn't they build a straight road? I guess not. Lots of curves in this map. Oh my gosh, the smoke. I gotta find the hot spots of the fire to put it out. Now, I don't think you can die in this game, but that would be kind of cool to see, you know, if you take too much damage, too much smoke inhalation, you take damage, something like that, you're too close to the fire. Because we're pretty close right here. Okay, that's one out. We'll get another fire extinguisher here. Looks like something's on fire back here. Got one up here. When you take the fire hose, because we need a fire extinguisher. Like, I'll show you the hose. I know you guys want to see it. So let's put this up and I'll show it off real quick. So the hose we need to attach to an actual fire hydrant. So by looking around, you can tell that there are no fire hydrants up here. So we can't use that. That's why we're using fire extinguishers. So let's get in here. Fire behind. I don't know what this is, a barrel of hay. Okay, looks like there's two more burning. One's down here. Hose to engine is locked, that's right. Okay, I think there's one more. Let's check on this side. Yep, there it is. We're gonna have to get one more. Parking lot with buildings seem kind of empty. Yeah, I hope they build out some of the map, because some parts are definitely more empty. They feel a little barren. FPS any good? I'm getting about 60 FPS. I'm playing on the ultra graphics setting, which is the highest one. Alright, there we go. Fire put out, respond code 3. And we're going to get our reputation points for fire department there. Okay, so let's see if we get any rescue calls. I kind of want to use the jaws of life. Okay, so how do I get back to the city? That is the question. Container fire. We'll skip that one. So the container fire is just a, it is what it says it is. It's a container on fire. You know what? I wonder if this interstate runs into the city. No, we can try it. That way I can avoid going on all these curvy roads up in the mountainous part of the map. Another container fire, we'll skip that. So we can test out the max speed of the fire engine since we've got some nice open road. It's like we're capping out here near the mid 80s. Another building fire. And I think this will take us back into the city. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it will. 90. We're going 90. Oh my gosh. That's not how you drive right there. Can you hear the sirens? This is what the sirens sound like. Oh, brake. Obviously this vehicle takes a lot to brake because it is pretty heavy. All right, so we made it back. Perfect. All right, we'll head to the fire department. I'm gonna try to wait for one of these rescue calls so you guys can get a look at that. Ouch, yeah. We're all good. We survived. Looks like it's going to be fire station's just right up ahead. Now the fire station interior also is pretty bare, similar to the police station. So they definitely need to do some work on those. Alright, here's the fire station in all its glory. It's really, I don't even know that you can go in there. So we keep getting the container fire. I'm trying to get a rescue one where we have to use the jaws of life. Yeah, it has potential. It does need a lot more work though. I think we can all agree on that. It is early access. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm just saying that because that's what it is being advertised as. Yeah, so like here they could easily put some more stuff, you know, line up some fire trucks or something. I feel like they could build that part out. You think multiplayer will be good? We'll see. So my plan is the game releases June 7th to hop on and just see what multiplayer is like. I don't know if it'll be crazy hectic or people will be civilized. We'll see. So here's a vehicle incident. Okay. So we're going to respond to this. We've got a driver trapped. So we're going to go code 3 there and respond. This way we'll get to use our jaws of life. We've already done police department, so we're on fire now, and once we do this call, we'll probably switch over to EMS and check that one out too. This is how the game's gonna ship. If you buy it on June 7th, this is what you're gonna get. right, so it's gonna be up here. Sliding out a little. Oh man, come on. Let's toggle that window. All right, so we're gonna be on scene here. Let's see what's going on. So the call was for a trapped driver. And yep. Looks like he's stuck in there. So we need to go ahead and get our spreaders to get him out of there. So we'll grab the jaws. Should be under rescue. And we'll crack this bad boy open. Out of 10, how would I rate it? That's a good question. Probably about a 5 or a 6. All right, so to do this, there we go. Gonna be okay, man. All right, let's put the spreaders up. I think we need the med bag next. Wait, so is that all we needed to do, or do we still need to spread? Let's put this up. Rescue, spreaders. I think we opened it as much as we could. I mean, the door's open. There we go. Okay. We just had to make sure it was extra open. So now we need to get our med bag. This customer based off of real estate. The emergency vehicles, I'm not sure. They kind of just look like generic to me. So it looks like we get points for inspecting him. Looks like he's unconscious. Ambulance will take it from here. All right, he's all yours. All right, injured, cut free. So we got our points there for responding to that. Nice fat 45 points. And as you can see, we got one rescue call. So that's good to see. Let's put, can I put this back? There we go. Put this back. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's been put back. We've got medic on scene, so we'll go ahead and leave the scene. Okay, so now we've taken a look at a fire call, a rescue call. We'll go ahead and be EMS, which is the last department you can do. And we'll check that one out. Yes, you can play as a police officer. We did that at the beginning of the stream. We did the police department. So after the stream's over, it'll be available on the YouTube channel. You'll just have to rewind it to check that out. But as police, currently you have one call out about an aggressive driver who you have to stop, and then you can do speed radar, as well as traffic stops. Alright. So we'll head back to the fire station, park this car, and we'll be paramedics. So each department just has access to one vehicle. Hopefully that will change. Fire department is this ladder truck. Police, it looks like kind of a Dodge Charger, an older one. And then EMS is like a, I think it looks like a Ford ambulance. Right. So let's park it. And we'll turn the engine off. Okay, medic is the last one we're taking a look at. Once again, you only can be a male. 3 body types, which hasn't changed. And you can have a hat and glasses. So EMS, I think it's like 3 or 4 different call-outs, maybe. How can you play early access? The game will go for sale on June 7th for $14.99 in early access. So yeah, this looks like a Ford ambulance to me. It's your standard box truck. We've got different equipment in here. You can actually sit back here. It's kind of interesting. That's going to be the person who has to ride with the patient. Go to the back. This is where our stuff is. So we've got a couple different items. We have the medic pack bag like you saw with the Firefighter, and we have a stretcher. So the stretcher is used if we need to pick somebody up on the stretcher. We can do that and then place them back in the ambulance. All right. Then we will go, yeah, I think we're ready. I think that's pretty much it. We'll take a look at the lights. That's what our lights look like. Crank her up. All right. We're available. We'll take call outs as they come in. I think there are a couple car accidents. I mean, this thing sounds beefy. Yep, Ford ambulance, that's correct. Only roleplay type YouTube that's seen promoter talk about this game. I've seen other channels talk about it. I think what they did, they released some keys to some channels that, you know, play like police, emergency type games. Xbox One, I think it's just PC. Okay, vehicle incident. We'll take this one. So you can see our call log. It's actually color coded. So blue was the police calls, red is firefighter, and yellow is EMS. So we have a 2-vehicle collision. We're going to go ahead and respond code 3. This is definitely the loudest of the emergency vehicles. I don't know why it's so loud. The engine noise. First person. Yep. So it looks like they put first person in all of the emergency vehicles, which is new. Used to be just police. Come on. He was just taking a sweet time crossing the road. God forbid he ever needs an ambulance. Go. We're on scene here. We've got a, yep, 2-car accident. So we will go ahead and see what we need to do. Inspect the person to check if they can be transported to the hospital. So to do that, I think we need our bag first. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Looks like there is gonna be access to a defibrillator at some point. We have fire extinguisher 2. Will there be DLC in the future? I mean, I hope there's not DLC. I just hope they put updates into the game that don't cost any money. When I think of DLC, I think of like paid, you know, paying for the extra content. So because the game is still in early access, meaning it's not fully completed. So that would lead you to believe they're going to be continuing to work on it. Okay, grab the stretcher from the back of the ambulance to load the patient and deliver to hospital. Okay. So we inspected him. Now we're going to get him on the stretcher. All right, let's get our stretcher out and we'll load him up. So yeah, I think it's 4 callouts for EMS. All right, sir, you're gonna be okay. There are plans to add a tow truck driver role. I saw it in a trailer being teased. Because at the moment, these cars are just gonna have to stay there. There's no one who can remove them. Okay, and we'll head back to the hospital. Is fast. Make 2 rights and we'll be at the hospital. Curb. So what we're gonna do, park, and we'll get him out of the vehicle on the stretcher and get him booked into the hospital. Let's see, where do we grab him? All right, we gotta flip him around here. And there we go. Whoa. I like flipped my guy around. So that got us 45 points. That's interesting. 1 hospitalized. Stretcher is a little hard to control. Okay, we got it. We make videos on Ready or Not. Ready or Not, of course. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. I think it'll be fun. Okay, that's the same call, so we're not going to take that one. So we'll sit here at the hospital till we get a call. Turn the engine off. 2-car, yeah, I don't know what happened to the other person. Maybe the other person called 911. They were okay. Game is going to be $14.99. Yes, swimman. We've done fire department. We've done police. Now we're on EMS, and we're trying to get another call. That looks like the same one. Here. I'm thinking that call-outs might be triggered. You okay, sir? Are you good? Okay. I don't know what was going on there. I'm thinking callouts might be triggered depending on what part of the map you're in. So I think if you're on this side of the map, we're more likely to get that two-vehicle accident. So maybe we need to drive because it keeps coming in. Will there be other seasons? Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Talking about weather and stuff, that'd be cool to see. Like some rainy days, night-day cycles. Cold days, yeah. Snow. No, I don't know the answer to that. Yep, same one. So I can tell it's the same one because it says call ID 4. So all the calls have different IDs. So I'm not gonna take that. Get to this side of the map and see if we can trigger another one. There we go, call ID 3. That one's different, driver trapped. Okay, we're gonna head over there. I think this one might be similar to the fire one we went on, except this time we're the ambulance driver, so we'll check it out. Yeah, it's at the same location. Fire truck's already there. Okay, so we need to inspect the person, see if they can be transported. So we'll get our equipment out and we'll take a look at them. Looks like here I use the jaws of life to get the vehicle open for us. Yep. Alright, so we'll do our inspection here. And then we'll probably be transporting them, I would imagine. Okay, so we're gonna go grab the stretcher now. Now, I've done this one before. This one can be a little finicky about getting them on the stretcher. You have to like be almost in a sweet spot. So let's see if I can do it or not. Wait, there we go. Perfect. In the future, after receiving a certain, yeah, I hope they use the reputation points for something in the game. Right now, they don't serve a purpose, but I'm sure they're going to be used for something. Now, what exactly are they going to be used for? Not sure. You know, maybe to unlock equipment or vehicles, or like you said, maybe to unlock different callouts. That'd be interesting. Yes, this is the same call we played as a firefighter. We're just working it from the other side as a paramedic this time. Saving lives, there you go. Go this way. So once we drop them off, we'll probably drive. I want to go out to the like the mountain area and see if that triggers a different call out. And then we can test the capabilities of this ambulance, top speed and whatnot. What do you feel about this? I feel like it needs some work, obviously, but I think it's a good start, and it could be something that's pretty fun, as long as like it gets expanded on. I think some of the core stuff is there, but it's time to expand, like in terms of equipment, call-outs, fleshing out the map, things like that. Now, the aspect of the game that's a big part of it that we're not even taking a look at today is the online component, which I'll take a look at once the game actually releases on the 7th. We'll go online and see how that is, if it's like smooth or not, or if it's laggy, how well people play together, all that stuff. What happens if the patient is dead? I'm not sure. I think all the calls we've done, the patient's still alive, so I'm not sure what would happen. Okay, so this is closed. We'll go ahead, drive out to the countryside, and we'll see if there are any like call-outs we're not getting. Let's take the interstate. And we'll see what the top speed of this thing is. Yes, 2 days till release, early access release. Alright, what do you guys think the top speed will be? We're already at 90. Hello. Maybe. Maybe if I'm going downhill. Send call outs. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Yeah, it's still 95. Probably could go a little bit faster. What time is it released? I'm not sure what exactly time on that date it's going to be released. The developers are Europe-based, so a lot of the time zones I've seen from them are BST, I think it is, British Summertime. So I imagine maybe morning of the 7th. And BST, which is about 5 hours ahead of me. Still getting the same calls, so those might be the only two for paramedics. Oh. To adopt to Philip. Oh, hello. Yeah, you can see no damage models are actually in the game right now. Car looks brand new. EEST, okay. What is that? Eastern European? new maps in the future. I don't know. I feel like they could expand a lot upon this existing map. There's a lot of like blank spots, but there's not too much going on. Of course, we gotta try to take this thing off-roading. Yep, it's just, I think it's just those 2 calls. How big is the map? It's fairly big. It takes a solid probably like 10 to 15 minutes to drive through the entire thing. Not as big as GTA 5, but for a game of this this budget and price point, it's fairly big. Release it probably the morning, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Right, so I think that's really all we have to go over for early access. So like I said, if you are interested in getting the game, comes out on Steam on June 7th, price point of $14.99. Once the game actually releases officially, we're going to take a look at the online component of the game and check that out. This was all single player, so this is what you'll get if you just want to do single player stuff. So we'll see, and hopefully we can update you on that. And if any updates come out, big ones, of course we'll make videos on that. But I think this is a start. We're going to start seeing more emergency-related video games coming out, which I'm always excited for, and I will pretty much always cover, even if the game is absolutely terrible. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Big shout out to Beyond Nikki channel. I think I'm saying her name correctly, for the sponsor, as well as Dead Man Walking. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, guys. The archive of this stream will be up on the YouTube channel if you missed any of it, so you can check it out there, and I'll put a link to the game on its Steam page too if you're interested. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next stream.